let's go to Mark chapter 14. Pastor said I could have all the time I want as long as I get it in 10 minutes. So, I'm going to have to run this thing pretty quick. But Mark chapter 14, you know the story. Here they are. They're up in Bethany. They're in the house of Simon the leper. Now keep that in the back of your brain, please. They're in the house of Simon the leper. There was a woman, always a woman, but she had an alabaster box. You know the story. She broke the alabaster box. She anointed the Lord Jesus Christ. And I started doing some thinking when I was reading this, and I had everything lined up the way that I was going to prepare and the way I was going to do it. And Pastor talked to me, and I went out there to the van, and I read it again, and I read something else in there, and the whole thing just shifted. So you guys are going to get the raw in, and I apologize. I'm going to try to get it all in here. But she had an alabaster box. They're in the house of Simon the leper. When she breaks the box, they all, in verse 4, there were some of them that had indigestion within themselves. You know, they were bitter. That's what indigestion is. It's just bitterness. So then I started thinking about Simon Peter being bitter, not the leper. And him being bitter, I wonder if he got over his joy of Jesus healing. Remember, he was the one of the lepers saying that Jesus healed him. I hope and I pray that we never get to the point where we're over the joy of our salvation. Amen. When we get comfortable, it's going to flare, some problem's going to happen. That's why he says to be diligent, be working, so we're not idle hands. But I thought about that there in the back of my head. And then I thought, when she broke the alabaster box, she had done what she could for him. She didn't have much, but whatever she had, she did what she could. And I wonder, do we as an individual do what we can for the Lord Jesus Christ? Amen. Do we do ourselves what we can for the Lord Jesus Christ? I cannot do for the Lord Jesus Christ what my dad can do. My dad can't do what I can do. You can't do what your pastor can do. You cannot do what your Sunday school teacher can do. But can you do, and are you doing what you can for the Lord Jesus Christ? Don't shoot me. Here we go. Preacher talked on it last night, so I'm just going to throw it in there and I'm going to do it real quick. Have we given what we can to the Lord? Amen. Have we given what we can to the Lord? I want to read you two things real quick, and then I'm going to sit down so I can give more time to the man from China, because y'all want to hear some good preaching. Some years ago, there was a little girl. She wanted to go to a Sunday school class. And she went to the school, to the church, to go to Sunday school class, and they would not let her come because the church was too small. The pastor of the church picked her up, took her inside, found a little place to sit down. First time she ever been to a Sunday school class, the little girl got saved. Sunday school class. Nobody seen her. A couple of days, didn't know what happened to her. They found a body. It's a big story. When they pulled the girl out, they found a red purse, had 57 cents in it. 57 cents. Here comes God. 57 cents from a little girl who couldn't get into church because it was too small. There's a little note. people around the area heard it, started sending checks in. 57 cents. Turned into $250,000. Next time you're in Philadelphia, go by Trinity Baptist Church. It sits 3,000 people. And that little girl's picture's in there. She had 57 cents, but she did what she could.
Amen.
That's all she had. She did what she could. There was a man serving a life sentence in prison. He was working, making 25 cents a day. Now, I'm not very good with math, but I think that comes out to be less than $100, I believe. He didn't know what to do with the money. So he contacted a pastor in Florida. Said, hey, I got this money, I want to tithe. I want to give it to a missionary. Do you know anything about it? Pastor wrote back and said, yeah, I know somebody. I said, okay. He said, well, I'm going to send it to you. So the prisoner, making 25 cents a day, started sending his money to this preacher. The preachers at the church started sending the support from that prisoner to Brother Tommy in Thailand, working with the lepers. A prisoner making 25 cents a day. A little girl who has 57 cents. At the judgment seat of Christ, there's going to be a bunch of spoiled, rich Christians who got a lot to give an account.
Amen.